Good evening, welcome. We're starting on page 102 of the Siddur. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Hora v'simcha, Hora v'simcha, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Hora v'simcha, Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Tzvita bikudim b'ma'amatzina. Shabbat u'moadim lishmor b'chol shanai. Le'aroch lefanai ma'aseh v'arucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Hora v'simcha, Hora v'simcha, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Hora v'simcha, Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Chemdas halvavot neuma shavura, lenefashot nechavot neshama yetzera, lenefesh metzera yaseh anacha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Hora v'simcha, Hora v'simcha, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Hora v'simcha, Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Kirashta v'ramta oto mikol yamim v'sheshet galita melechet olamim bo matzu agumim ashketu v'hitcha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Hora v'simcha, Hora v'simcha, Shabbat menucha. Yom Zeh Yisrael, Hora v'simcha, Shabbat, Shabbat menucha. Shabbat, Shabbat menucha.
Today is Rosh Chodesh Adar, and we say Mishe Nichnas Adar Mar Bin B'Simcha. When Adar begins, joy increases. Hopefully this month will be the month that sees lockdown relax, a source of great joy for all of us. But we're still holding moments of sadness. Cantor Tamara will talk more tomorrow about how profoundly Jewish it is to hold grief and joy in the same moment. But for now, at least for Kabbalat Shabbat, we are going to give in to the joy as we welcome the month of Adar. We're on your Shabbat supplements.
Yismechu hashamayim v'tzageh haaretz yiram hayam u'melo. Yismechu hashamayim v'tzageh haaretz yiram hayam u'melo. Yamamai, ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו. ים המים מים המים, ים המים מים המים, ים המים מים המים מים המים מים המים, ים המים מים המים, ים המים מים המים, ים המים מים המים מים 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 מים, ים המים מים המים, ים המים מים המים, ים המים מים המים מים 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 מים, ים המים מים המים, ים המים מים המים, ים המים מים 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 שמה ותשמח, שמה ותשמח, ציון, ציון. שמה ותשמח, שמה ותשמח, ציון, ציון. ותגלנה בנות יהודה, ותגלנה בנות יהודה. שמה ותשמח, שמה ותשמח, ציון, ציון. שמה ותשמח, שמה ותשמח, ציון, ציון. ותגלנה בנות יהודה, ותגלנה בנות יהודה. עוז הרוח לצדיק ולישראל לשמחה. עוז הרוח לצדיק ולישראל לשמחה. עוז הרוח לצדיק ולישראל לשמחה, ולישראל לשמחה. עוז הרוח לצדיק ולישראל לשמחה, ולישראל לשמחה. יא לילה Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat nakabala. We invite you to rise with me as we go together to meet the Shabbat bride and to light our Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
We're on page 121. Lecha dodi lecha kala b'nei Shabbat nakabala. Lecha dodi B'nei Shabbat Nekabala Shamo v'zachor B'diborecha Tishmi'anu Elam yichad Adonai Yechad U'shemo echad U'shemo l'tiferet V'letzilah L'echadodi L'ikrat kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabala L'ikrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelecha ki imekol habaracha meirot mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tefila lechadodi l'ikrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabala Hitorari kiba ore kumi ori tidaberi kavod Adonai alayk nigla lechadodi l'ikrat kala b'nei Shabbat Nekabala Boi v'shalom Ateret ba'ala gam b'simcha U'b'tzola toch emunei Am segula Boi chala Lechadodi L'ikrat kala B'nei Shabbat Nekabala Lechadodi L'ikrat kala B'nei Shabbat
We sang with so much joy as we welcomed the Shabbat bride into our houses. But we know that for some, they come to this Shabbat without joy in their hearts, with mourning being their feeling and emotion. As a community, we hold both those things together, the joy of Shabbat and those in our community who are mourning. We hold them up, and we wish them the traditional words of consolation. Hamakom yenachem etchem b'toch sha'ah ha'avelim. May the ever-present God comfort you, together with all those who mourn. Chant page 124.
Tov lehodot l'Adonai, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ulezamher l'shim ha'elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ulezamher l'shim ha'elyon. Yai lai lai lahagid b'boker, b'boker chasdecha, ve'emunacha b'aleinu. בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור, כי שמחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך ארנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. איש בא לא ידע, וכסיל לא יבין את זאת. בפרוח רשעים כמו עשב, ויציצו כל פועלי אבן, להישמדם עדי עד. ואתה מרום לעולם אדוני. כי הנה אויביך אדוני, כי הנה אויביך יאבדו, יתפרדו כל פועלי אבן. ותרם קרן קני בלותי בשמן רענן, ותביתני בשורי, וקמים עליים רעים, תשמענה אוזני. צדיק אתה מה יפרח, כארז בלבנון ישגה. שתו דשנים ורעננים יהיו כי ישע אדוני We rise together for the Baruchu on page 127. Adonai Hamavorach. As we begin a new month and celebrate the cycles and the circuits of the moon and the stars, We'll sing together Noam Katz's Roll into Dark on our short sheets. Roll into dark, roll into night, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Boream v'layla golem mipnei choshech, golem mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Boream v'layla golem mipnei choshech, golem mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light,
becomes day,
day turns to night. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, God, who brings on the evening twilight.
We turn to page 129 in our Siddurim. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amcha ahavta. Torah umitzvot, chukim umishpatim otanu limadata. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu. V'shochbenu v'kumenu nasiach b'chukacha. V'nismach v'na'alos b'divrei Toratecha. Umitzvotecha v'chukotecha leolam va'ed. Ki heim chayenu v'orech yamenu. Uvehem nege yomam v'layla. V'yahavatcha al tasim imenu leolamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev et amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavecha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol me'odecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ela, asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, v'lechtecha v'derech, v'shokbecha v'kumecha, v'kshatam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, v'chtabtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha. We take a moment to read the second paragraph of the Shema to ourselves, joining together at the top of page 134. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורתם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תתירו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו, העושה גדולות עד אין חקר, ונפלאות עד אין מספר, וראו בניו גבורתו, שיבחו והודו לשמו, ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם. משה ומרים ובני ישראל, לך אנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ואמרו כולם. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. This week, I spent my days in a series of roundtable discussions with members of the three Abrahamic faiths as part of the United Nations Young Religious Leaders Initiative. I have been profoundly inspired and moved by this generation of religious leaders who believe that understanding and friendship will conquer hate. As we move to our Hashkivenu prayer and sing the words of Noah Aronson, we pray that openness, learning, and understanding will foster peace and friendship in the world and truly shelter us from life's storms. We move on to our supplements.
there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkiveinu Leshalom, V'ha'amideinu Shomreinu L'chaim, Ufras Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkiveinu L'shalom, Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkiveinu L'shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al amo Yisrael, ve'al kol ha'olam.
We're back on page 137. Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. And if you wish and feel able, please rise with us for the Amidah on page 140. Adonai Svatai Tifta, Adonai Svatai Tifta, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha, Adonai Svatai Tifta, Adonai Svatai Tifta, Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagi Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Elohei Moteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים, קונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גואל לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר מושיע מגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם, פוקד שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, תומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. And we'll continue with the Amidah individually. We're going to come together in the middle of page 148. As you daven, you want to add Ya'aleh V'Yavo, which you'll find on page 146, as it's Rosh Chodesh. ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, tasim leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, tasim leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Adar is a time of profound joy, but joy always travels alongside sadness. And there are some members for whom this time is not a time of profound joy, for whom they do not see the light at the end of the tunnel. And we hold them through this moment. We think of all those who need our continued prayers for healing and our continued love and support at this time. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. Blessed are you, God, who heals the sick.
Say shalom b'mrama, say shalom aleinu. Say shalom b'mrama, say shalom aleinu. Say shalom b'mrama, say shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oh, say shalom b'mrama, Yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom b'mrama, Yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom b'mrama, Yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. One of the most powerful texts in the whole of the Talmud is the following tradition brought in the name of a quartet of 3rd century sages, Rav, Chanina, Yochanan, and Chaviva. This is what they taught. Kol mi she'efshar lemachot la'anshei beito v'lo micha nitpas al anshei beito. Whoever is able to protest against the actions, the transgressions of their family, and does not do so, nitpas al, will be held responsible for, is punishable for the actions of their family. It continues, Ba'anshe iro, nitpas al anshe iro. Whoever is able to protest against the actions of the people of their town and does not do so is held responsible for the actions of their town. B'chol ha'olam kulo, nitpas al kol ha'olam kulo. Whoever is able to protest against the actions of the whole world and does not do so is held responsible for the actions of the whole world. It's a powerful rabbinic statement of our responsibility, that we must own the consequences of that which we do not stand up against, that which we allow to happen. That our spheres of concern must extend beyond ourselves, beyond our families, beyond our synagogues, into our neighborhoods and further afield. It is a powerful statement of a key Jewish ideal, that as Jews we cannot be bystanders, cannot ignore that which is happening around us as if it is not our responsibility. What Rabbi Doniel Hartman has called the religious ethic of non-indifference. We cannot be indifferent. Hartman argues that this is the defining quality of our tradition, the defining quality of our biblical heroes. Moses, who intervenes, who stands up first on behalf of an Israelite slave and then to protect non-Israelites, the 7 daughters of the priest of Midian. Abraham, who argues with God on behalf of the other, on behalf even of Sodom and Gomorrah. Of course, the spheres of responsibility that we live within are not all the same in our lives. Nitpas al kol ha'olam kulo, the rabbis say. We're held responsible for the entire world. It's a pretty big and challenging ask. But it is a reminder of our interconnectedness, that we cannot be indifferent to the wider world, even though in truth we are not always able to affect change on a global scale. But we can affect change on a local level. And so our responsibility is even greater when things are happening on our very doorstep. And currently that is the case. Right now, in our neighborhood, in our town, in our parish, a concerted campaign is taking place to prevent the use of a local building which was previously used as a church, to prevent it from being used as a community centre by the Muslim group who bought it. It is a campaign that is cloaked in the language of planning, but has nothing to do with planning. It is driven not by the intended use of the site, which is exactly the same as the previous owners, but by their religious identity. It is a campaign that seeks to scare and co-opt those who live nearby, pretending that it is interested in their quality of life, but motivated by darker concerns. And it is a campaign that is most likely funded by and definitely employs known far-right figures, including a lawyer who styles himself as a mosque buster, using planning and the inadvertent co-option of local people to prevent the development of Islamic centres around the UK. Ban She'iro. This is happening in our town, on our doorstep. This Tuesday at 7 p.m, we will be hosting a special evening, welcoming representatives of the Markaz el-Tathqif el-Islami, welcoming them, one of their lawyers, and some of those who are exploring what is happening behind the scenes, so that Eilith members and friends from across the faith communities of Golders Green can learn more, and if you wish, find out how you can help. This is one of those rare Eilith events where you need to pre-register, which tells you everything you need to know. It's one of those rare Eilith events where you need to pre-register, and you can do so via the website, as a large number of people already have. And underlying this event is this ideal. Kol mi she'efshar lemachot l'anshei iro v'lo micha nitpas al anshei iro. Whoever is able to protest against the transgressions of the people of their neighborhood and beyond, and does not do so, is held responsible for those actions. As a synagogue, we don't generally get involved in campaigns. It's not our way. We recognize that among us are diverse opinions and diverse needs. But when something like this is happening in our town, we have an obligation, at the very least, to educate ourselves about what is going on, and perhaps to find out what we can do. And certainly, we must recognize that, as those 4 rabbis tell us, if we do not protest, then we are all responsible. Shabbat Shalom.
We turn to page 310 and rise together for the words of the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol,
L'tekeru l'aliyot separashit, asher b'chabanu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu notei shamayim v'yosed haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim imahal, u'shchinatu zo b'govhei meromim, Hu Eloheinu ein hod, Emed Malkeinu Befetzul HaTorah, K'katuv b'Torato, V'yadata hayom v'hashevota el levavecha, Ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim b'shamayim mimahal, Ve'al haaretz mitachat einod.
We turn over the page to page 313, our prayer for the hope of humanity, a hope that we will all act as partners to repair our broken world. Al kein nekavel lecha Adonai Eloheinu, lirot mehera b'tiferet uzecha, laha'aveh gilulim min ha'aretz, v'ha'elilim karot yikaretun, לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, וכל בני בשר יקראו בשמך, להפנות אליך כל ראשי ארץ, יכירו וידעו כל יושבי תבל, כי שותפים כולנו בתיקון עולמך, כי המלכות שלך היא, ולעולמי עד תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר,
והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו It feels as though week after week we are coming to Shabbat in mourning as a community, with the loss of people who we loved, people who are part of our lives, people who are part of Eilith and our families and our extended community family. On this Shabbat, we mourn with everyone who is mourning the death of Morella Kamen. Morella was, as well as just being a very lovely woman, Morella was one of the founders of the Alzheimer's Society, someone who made a huge impact on the world around her, represented our values of caring about the world in which we live. And we join Marietta, who is with us this evening in mourning the death of John Ringer, who accompanied so much of our singing over the last 40 years. John was very much part of the Eilith family, and we wish comfort and good memories to everyone who mourns for him, and especially to Marietta. We stand too with those in our community who are in the Shiva and the Shloshim. Many more in our community are in that period than is normally the case, and we stand with you. We are with you, missing those that you love and we loved. And we remember those who died at this time in years past. Iran Aframian, Francis Allen, Anne Amar, Abraham Ben Sakain, Norman Benson, Stephen Bloch, Bert Brudney, Mel Kalman, Vita Clark, Polly Cohen, Daphne Coleman, Barry Dannenberg, Michael Demant, Nicholas Enoch, Betty Fine, Gerald Fleming, Cornelia Gellert, Ivan Griever, Joseph Harris, Isabel Harris, Leslie Hassan, Harold Jossel, Andrew Lawty, Rachel Levy, Stephen Lewis, Rose Marks, Robert Medina, Henry Miller, Hilda Mordecai, Claire Morris, Sidney Neville, Alice Phillips, Ronald Price, Evelyn Roshman, Elle Roa, Ella Rose, Emmanuel Rubin, Shirley Shook, Rose Shear, Samuel Stein, Edward Tulip, and Hazel Wilson. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. I invite everyone who comes to this Shabbat in mourning to join with me in the Mourner's Kaddish on page 316. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ba'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon. V'chayei dichol beit Yisrael. Ba'gala v'izman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ol'almei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'a v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitada v'yitalei v'yitalal. Shemei kudsha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol bechata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Diamiran ba'alma ve'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'al kol ha'olam ve'imru. Amen. And we wish all those who mourn the traditional words of consolation. Hamakom yenachem etchem. May the ever-present God be a source of comfort to you, together with all those who mourn. Please do join us tomorrow morning. Shabbat continues. So tomorrow, before our services, there is a choir rehearsal for those in the choir, where I'm sure John will be remembered and spoken about. There's also JMM tomorrow morning at 9:15, our regular Shabbat opportunity for meditation and mindfulness. And then at 10:30, there's a choice of two services. You can either join Rabbi Hannah in here, where she'll be celebrating with Jamie O'Brien, or you can join Cantor Tamara and me and Justin Wise. Some of us will be upstairs, Justin will be at home for a kolot service. We're going old school kolot for those who like that. And Cantor Tamara is going to be running between the services to give the sermon in both. And because it is Shabbat Shekalim and Rosh Chodesh, there are 3 Torah scrolls and there's Hallel tomorrow morning. So please do join us and sing along with us. As I mentioned, Tuesday evening, there is our special evening for the Markaz. Everything else you can find out about on the Eilith website, but just to remind you, you need to pre-register for that evening event. And don't forget that Purim is fast approaching the week after next. Have I forgotten anything?
No.
Excellent. In which case, we are going to continue our joyful entry into Adar by singing together the words that you'll find on the shul sheet and on the top of our ark. Ivdu et Adonai b'simcha. We're going to serve God with joy. Ivdu
et Adonai b'simcha.
Simcha, simcha, simcha.
Invite you to join us in making Kiddush this evening. If you want to follow, we're on page 452. Vayechulu hashamayim v'ha'aretz v'chol tzava'am vayechal Elohim bayom hashvihi melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvihi mikol melachto asher asa vayavarech Elohim et yom hashvihi vayikadesh oto Ki v'shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zacha letziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'charta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'yahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Amen.
L'chaim.
L'chaim, Shabbat Shalom. Happy 18th birthday to Lior. And we're going to unmute you so you can wish each other Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hi, Grandma.
Shabbat Shalom, Sandra.
Wishing you happy memories, Marietta.
Yes, Marietta.
Marietta, wish you happy memories.
Happy memories, Marietta. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, Paul.
Shabbat Shalom to you all.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
All great, be well.
Shabbat Shalom, Gideon.
Shabbat Shalom, Michael.
Shabbat Shalom.